All right. Well, I hope everyone's doing well out there, and I hope you can keep up with the content of the show. What I wanted to talk about next was being on the phone, being on the telephone, and hearing the third party trying to continue directing the phone calls, the content of the phone calls. So I had two different phone calls today. One with Thrive. It's some sort of CRM for service providing businesses, customer relation management, a software system for service oriented companies to use, and the other one was Rocket Reach. And during both telephone transactions that I heard about, got hurry the phone call up. That no time to talk to kid. And that's what I heard. I heard it on my end, and I'm wondering if the person I was talking to heard it on their end, and that I felt intimidated by it. I felt like I was being personally attacked for being a kid or something like that. But at the end of the day, the first one, Thrive, they gotten off the phone. Cut the phone call short. I got to go into a meeting. And that's what they told me. And this is after I heard the guy cut the phone call short. And so the second one, a totally different company, Rocket Reach. RocketReach.com, and where again I heard don't talk too much to a kid, and so the Rocket Reach, the service rep wasn't telling me accurate information. That I studied his company and had to correct him on his sales features that he was trying to sell me. And he was telling me it was $169 for a monthly fee. Meanwhile, the website said $119, and there was a couple of other points that he was inaccurate about. And so at the end, the phone call ended where he said he also had to get off to answer another call or again to a meeting. And so I felt that was remarkable. And I know that this type of thing exists with third party entering the phone call discussion, as I've heard it in the past with security measures. When I was being a little bit more credited for my knowledge and for my maturity, that I was dealt with differently by government and giving me directives as such when I was talking to people on the phone. Then they just stopped it. They stopped doing that for me. And then I became subject to it. The people that I was talking to were getting armed with directives, and so they led the course of the conversation, and so I felt subjected to it. And so I don't want that anymore. I'm not even sure if I want to hear the third party telling me what to do on the phone, that I'm a mature, responsible adult, and that hey, if we can't manage ourselves and we're getting babysat or monitored by third party government, isn't that an overreach? And do you feel like you're being offended by government? That I know I do, and perhaps it's not for me, and perhaps I'll continue being subjected to such abuse. But you know something? At least I'm free. At least I'm feeling free, that I'm doing things out of my own accord as much as I can, and I don't have to take directives from government. At the end of the day, I guess the guy that I'm talking to, he's getting paid salary, but I'm left without a salary. So maybe it's to my fault that I'm not taking directives as perhaps I should be. But then again, is it free? Is it really freedom? Is it really, is a guy being paid what he's worth? Or is part of being paid what you're worth to take some sort of direction from government that's overreaching? I know that I wouldn't want that my whole life. And so I want to learn. I want to be trained appropriately and handle my own course. And so I continue striving forward. I got a level of independence, but I hope that it's not perceived as a weakness. And so I got to continue being mindful that this type of nuisance happens, and perhaps it could be changed with just bringing out the subject to say, do you hear that? Do you hear? They told us, are you the kid or am I? Really? And so you have a whole social setting about it. And so that's what I try to do with a letter that I was writing to one of my prospective vendors. I tried to make it more sociable. Hey, I see that you got the title MBA. I think it was a setup. I think the guy was a police officer, and his name was Brian Kelly. And that Brian Kelly is from Green Lawn, New York. Somebody that Chris Algieri knew. And so somebody that had a lawn service that was dealing with my father and did my father wrong. And so I want to talk honestly and openly to my father, but my father will deny anything exists like that, I guess, for the rest of his life. Certain things he'll take to the grave. I don't want that to be the case. I'd rather talk about these things, be honest, and work to the fullest accord of the good Lord. Let things be navigated by our own human nature, by our own discourse. And things that don't pan out right, then they don't pan out right. There's probably a recording of the conversation anyway. And so it's very important to understand that. Now, I know big companies, they say this call is being monitored and recorded, and probably just for that reason. Maybe they are aware of the government overreach, telling people what to do on the phone, and they want, if there's any sort of verbiage like that they're going to record it and have evidence that there's overreach. And so, should I be doing the same? Should I be getting a telephone system that could record the conversations while I'm talking? I think so. I mean, why not? Why not? Why show up to a gunfight with a knife, right? Why show up to a tank fight with a gun, right? Why show up to a nuclear arms race with what? With what? And so it's important to just be armed with the proper defense. All right. Well, I think there's been a lot of talk tonight. What do you think? Get at me if you think that there's been a lot of talk. The studio number's right there. Can't you see it? There it is. All right. Well, after these messages, we'll get into the conclusion of tonight's show. And we'll think about what we're doing for tomorrow night's dinner. Stay tuned for more.